Okay, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Just going to be backtesting the 10 AM power of 3, and we're just going to be extending this current session by a month. So here are the current stats, and we'll just get straight into it, I guess. So obviously skipping up to Tuesday as I do not trade Mondays, and we can start on the weekly. So looks very bearish to me. Yeah, very bearish. We do have SMT, and we are delivering from sell side liquidity. So with that being said, I do think maybe we have a buying opportunity today, and we also have this new week opening gap that is unfilled. So I reckon we could probably find a long today, especially with us inversing this gap on the 4 hour. We do have this 1 hour gap though. So I'm gonna have to say an inversion of this before, because we're respecting this huge 1 hour, and we're just so, it's just an obvious bearish trend that we're in right now, and I don't really want to fight the higher time frame trend. We are respecting this 15-minute gap as well. It also has that gap, so we'll just watch out for this. Getting our accumulation there. Now we've come into that gap. So we could probably find a short here. I would need to see. We have SMT into the gap as well, so this is like pretty clear. Okay, so we have a change in state of delivery, SMT at the highs, and this tiny 1 minute gap. I wouldn't really count that as a gap, but yeah, volume imbalance / gap being respected. So this would be very safe to take a position from. Could probably leave it above this wick that we know this owl has been tapped into. And then for our draws, first presented hourly fair value gap. And I like this gap as well because we have a swing low, an internal low here and also here. So we have a lot of low resistance liquidity to target in here. So this should be an easy. Jeez, 11R, that's actually a pretty fat trade. Yeah, I reckon this will be easy. Well, this will hit. And this is our break even, by the way. And because we only have 2 positions, I am going to trail stops fairly aggressively when we hit this. And I'll trim some here and then. Actually, I'll trim some here and then I'll trail aggressively afterwards. So we can trim one off there. And now we can trail just to here. But we shouldn't, we're going to hit this gap immediately. Yeah, exactly. So 11R trade caught on the backtesting session. Pretty good trade in my opinion. Not really happy that we went against the higher time frame bias like the weekly and the daily, but sometimes you just got to take that opportunity when you see the power of 3 present itself. So yeah, we'll just go up to the next day. This gap actually did get filled, so I'm happy to look for a short now, but do we? Okay, no. Yeah, this looks like a fairly clear day. for shorts, but a long here would also be nice, to be honest. But again, I'm not fighting the high time frame trend. And again, we're delivering from sell side. Oops. We're delivering from sell side over here. No SMT though, but this swing high is probably going to be the draw. Delivering from internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. And we've already tapped into that gap, but we have this first presented 15, which I'll be watching out for in case we do come down and tap into that gap. Yeah, nothing really here for us. I don't want to see this get tapped before we manipulate into this gap. Okay, so we get a good reaction there. However, the highest time frame fair value gap that I need to see inverse on the on the manipulation leg would be here. So it's fairly high up. We don't inverse that. Instead, we inverse this 15. So we could look for a short here, but I don't really want to flip my bias like very fast. I'm probably just gonna sit out today, to be honest. We can watch this play out though. I won't enter it just because this isn't like a very good setup, but like the wrist reward doesn't even make sense either. Like it would have hit, but as you can see, delivery is horrible. Next day. So this something weird going on. So again, daily is like obviously just selling off. Yeah, I'm not really gonna be happy to take a long. I don't really want to try catch a falling knife. We've tapped into this hourly gap on both NQ and ES. I'm gonna mark this out. It's 4 hour. And then we have this 5. We also have a 15. So I would actually love to see this first presented 15-minute gap get like manipulated into. But we also have a 5-minute gap here. So have we tapped into it yet? No. I'm just going to keep the 15-minute chart open. Okay, so we've manipulated into that gap now. Hopefully, okay, we don't inverse it. I would say could probably take an inversion, but we never inverse that 2-minute. I always look for the highest time frame inversion when I'm entering. And as you can see, we're just chopping. Maybe we're going to get a resweep. I just don't really want this gap to get inversed. So. And we have this small 5-minute gap here. So that is the highest time frame inversion that I'm going to be looking for. And yeah, we do inverse that gap. So, and I'll leave stops. Could probably leave it. I'll leave it at this order block, like the CA of this order block, and then we can just run it down to here. We have this 5-minute. I'll go break even. Actually, I'll go break even now that we've tapped into this 5-minute first presented. And we have this rejection block as well. So yeah. I'll see what we do at this rejection block. But the CA of that rejection block held. So I'm going to trail stops. Like I would trim. Okay, so we go and take out for the full TP. Nice, very good trade again. Next day. And again, probably think, yeah, we're going to be taking shorts today. Once again. I now remember, like, this was in COVID times. So, yeah, I think all you need to do is just find an entry and just press sell. Then you'd be profitable. That's probably why we're just catching these easy trades. But again, perfect first presented 15-minute gap. Tapped into that 5-minute. Yes, doesn't actually have a gap. So, yeah, let's just play this out. Okay, so we're in this 15. Okay, so we respect that. I'm going to watch this rejection block. Let's see if we can maybe try hit like. We don't even tap into anything. I'll just keep that there in case we do come up and tap into it. But again, I don't want this 15-minute gap to get inverse, which it doesn't. So that's good. I think. Wait, do we have a 5? Yeah, we do have a 5. So let's wait for this 5-minute gap to get inversed. I'll remove this rejection block now. Okay. Did we inverse that gap? No, it didn't. Still no inversion on the 5. But we inverse this huge 1-minute gap. Okay, so we did inverse that 5 now. We're fairly far away from it, so I'm just going to mark it sell 1. And if we come back up and retest this, where is it? This inversion, I will go ahead and add to the position. Which it doesn't look like we're going to do. We can leave stops above there. I didn't actually look at where the draws for this were. Oh, easy. This hourly gap. Again, first presented gap. Very good draw. I love these first presented, and it's still unmitigated, which is good. Ooh, edging our break even there. I'm sorry, I didn't put like position up, but I'll do it now. Probably asking for too much going for this CA, so I'll just. Didn't even tap into it. Did AS tap into it? No, it did. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, that means I'm going to trail my stop to the closest 15-minute gap. Okay, so we get stopped out. I want to see if this actually ever went and tapped it, because this looks like a buy model now. We've started. This was a market maker sell model, and this is now the buy model. So I think this is just. Sorry, I think this is just going to come right back up to here. Let's see if it does do that. No, it doesn't. It gets fairly close though, but yeah, no big deal there. So that is the end of the backtesting session. 3 trades, all wins, which is very nice. These are the current stats. Got more videos on my YouTube, and also go check out TradeZella. Very good platform for backtesting. Definitely my favorite platform for backtesting and journaling and logging all of my trades. So yeah, thanks for watching. and good luck this week.